Hello, everyone. Once again, welcome to Champions Mind MMA. This is a very quick video. I just want to talk about the UFC fight night tomorrow night, Saturday, September 17th. This fight is going to be a little early, sometime in the afternoon. I believe the preliminary card starts around 4 o'clock, 4 or 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and the main card starts at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Of course, being the fan that I am, I watch all the events. This is not one of those huge, big, MMA pay-per-view. This is going to be just a regular, fight night. So I encourage everybody to go watch it. It's going to be on ESPN, so it's free. So I encourage you to watch it. And yeah, personally, I mean, I can't wait to watch it. So tonight I just really want to talk about the main event of this card. Unfortunately, the rest of the card, most of those people, they are not the most well-known fighters in the UFC. There was one fight that I was looking forward to. Unfortunately, it got canceled. That was a fight between Aspen Ladd and Sarah McMahon. Unfortunately, this Aspen Ladd missed weight, so this fight is not going to happen. Now there is one more fight that I think it's that I like. It's this guy's name is Chidi Njokwani, and he's fighting Gregory Rodriguez. I watched those. I've seen both of those guys fight before. They are very good. So I think this is going to be a great fight. Now, even though I say a lot of those fighters are not very well known, it's not doesn't mean that they're not skilled. I mean, I have since I've been watching MMA for so long, watching the UFC. I mean, a lot of those fighters sometimes you've never seen them fight before, but I mean they are very skilled. I mean, we all know that the UFC have a lot of skilled fighters, so those guys are very good. So it can be one of the greatest cards. Sometimes those cards like this are the greatest cards. You have a lot of good finishes, good submissions. Good TKOs. So I'm looking forward to watching this card tomorrow. But yeah, so I want to talk about the main event. So we have Cory Sandhagen taking on Song Yadong. This is going to be a great fight, and it's a very consequential fight for both fighters, for both Cory Sandhagen and Song Yadong. Number one, because it has title implication. So there is a slight possibility that either one of those guys, winning this fight, may be at a position to where they fight for the title next. But at least we know for sure they would be one fight away, from getting a title fight if they win tomorrow. And also very consequential for Cory Sandhagen, because Cory Sandhagen lost both of his last two fights. He lost both of them. So this is two losses in a row. So if he loses tomorrow, that's going to be three losses. So it's going to put him in a little tough spot there. Now, we must say that Cory Sandhagen, losing to TJ Dillashaw and Peter Yan is nothing to be ashamed of. Because first he lost to TJ Dillashaw. I mean, TJ Dillashaw was a former champion. He's just right now about to fight for the belt. And Peter Yan, just a few months ago, a lot of people considered him to be the actual legitimate, champion, just because of the way the fight ended between him and Aljamain Sterling. Because at the beginning of I'm talking about the first fight, if for those who didn't see the fights. So when Peter Yan and Aljamain Sterling fought the first time, Aljamain Sterling was doing pretty good, in the beginning of the fight, but then later on, Aljamain Sterling started getting tired, and Peter Yan was taking over, and a lot of people felt it was just a matter of time before Peter Yan took Aljamain Sterling out. Now, I believe that Sami Zayn did, even in that fight, he did pretty good. And of course, he got hit by an illegal knee from Peter Yan while he was grounded. It's not his fault, he was grounded, he got an illegal knee, so he couldn't continue to fight. So Peter Yan was disqualified, and Aljamain Sterling was declared the winner and therefore the champion. So people give Aljamain Sterling a hard time for that, and later on they fight a second time. Everybody thought that Peter Yan was going to run through him and win the belt. Unfortunately, unfortunately for Peter Yan, this is not what happened. Aljamain Sterling, being the fighter he is, and he had a chip on his shoulder. He felt like, people was being they counted him out, and he proved everybody wrong. So he beat Peter Yan fair and square, and now he's the champion. But Peter Yan, great fighter. And TJ Dillashaw, great fighter. So nothing to be ashamed of again for Cory Sandhagen. He lost to both of those guys. Um, and personally, I saw, I mean, I saw all the fights, of course. But I think the fight between him and Peter Yan won that fight. That's for sure. But the fight between him and TJ Dillashaw, I had Cory Sandhagen winning that fight. I thought he won the fight, but I'm not a judge, so the judges gave it to TJ Dillashaw, and that's that. But tomorrow night, so he's fighting Song Yadong. So I think it's very critical for him, to win this fight. And he is the favorite to win the fight. I've seen a couple of places where he is. In one place he's minus 200, another place he's minus, I believe, minus 195 favorite to win, with Song Yadong coming in at plus 155 and plus 165 as the underdog. But I am predicting Cory Sandhagen to win this fight. I think he's going to be too much for Song Yadong to handle. Both of those guys are very skillful, great fighters, and they all have power, to shot, each other's light, out at any time. I would say I would consider Cory Sandhagen to be the more skillful fighter. But I think he can get a little wild sometime, throwing, spinning elbows, and, maybe get out of position a little bit. Definitely, it seems to me that I would consider Song Yadong to be a little bit, have the more tighter technique and cleaner, a technique. But I mean, who knows? Anything can happen. But I'm definitely taking Cory Sandhagen to win this fight. So this is my prediction. I can't wait to see you guys again. Definitely I'll be talking to you guys after those fights to kind of go through, everything that happened. I encourage you to once again. I encourage you to watch those fights. They're gonna be on ESPN. Not pay-per-view. So you guys, please leave your comments. Share your opinions, and subscribe and share the video. Until I see you guys again, peace out.